Ladies and gentlemen, on October 31st, Arknights Endfield has done their first ever live stream. This live stream was hosted by Lowlight and Rua, two familiar individuals if you followed OG Arknights. And the stream mainly showcasing the current progress of Endfield and what new stuff they added since the first beta in early 2025, as well as giving information about the next beta test. And in this video, I will give you all the important information from the live stream. Starting with what people have been wanting to know the most. When is the next Endfield beta test? The second beta should be in November, and is available for PC, Android, and iOS. Unfortunately, this is still a closed beta, but much like the previous one, you can sign up for the beta recruitment on Endfield official website. Some content creators should have also got their own invitation through the creator program. And here are the specs requirement. Other than that, a technical test for PlayStation 5 has also been announced. Oh, and there's a pre-register event as well. Okay, that's the beta test stuff. In the early part of the stream, the devs told us they've rebuilt the storyline to give players a better immersive gameplay. I suspect the original Arknights' current story progression also plays a part in this. Anyway, it looks like you who play or watch the first beta gameplay can expect significant change or improvement in the prologue or in the Valley 4 arc. For example, here they show us a new cutscene where Enman and the others are surrounded, and then the little red hood girl comes to the rescue. Don't think we know who she is yet, but she has been appearing in quite a lot of the game official media. Probably will become playable character somewhere in the future. Other than that, the devs also said they have added new dialogue animations and more variety in dialogue option results. They use Angelina, or well, Gilberta and Enman conversation as an example. This is probably the scene of Gilberta's story quest, which was kind of cringe to experience in the first beta, because of how unnatural the character's animation and dialogues can be when in conversation. However, it looks like the overall quest has been improved, with better animation and better camera angle, but of course we haven't seen all of it yet. Moving on, the devs then showcase the beautiful graphics and scenery of this game, and also show us the area known as Wuling. Judging from the first beta, this should be the second area you unlocked after Valley 4. There's nothing much to see during the first beta, but looks like in the second beta they are ready to showcase this area at the same level as Valley 4. Next up, in the first beta, your companions will simply tell you if there's some sort of collectibles or treasures nearby.
Perhaps there's value in giving this place a closer look.
But the game now also has a feature where your companion can guide you to certain secrets. Looks like it will be mostly a hidden treasure chest. And it looks like your companions can also gather the scattered items. A feature straight up coming from Dragon's Dogma 2. By the way, I think that game is one of the best choices if you want to compare Endfield combat and exploration with other games. Well, it's a mid-game, honestly. But it does have a great combat and exploration feature, like that companion guidance, because it makes the game more immersive by making your companion useful in something other than combat while on adventure. To further add praise to Dragon's Dogma, I believe this companion guidance will only be active if your companion already visits the treasure with another player, so the game won't straight up just hand-holding you. I'm not sure about the Endfield version, but it looks like you can enable and disable if you want your companion to guide you once you get very close to the chest. And if all else fails, the game now even adds a treasure chest detector. Not sure I like the game hand holding me this much on exploration, honestly. But on the bright side, it seems the detector is a rare consumable device. So I guess for the majority of time you will have to rely on your own or companions. Moving on, the developers also showcased a shared structure feature. A structure that your friends made to help you navigate the map, and vice versa. So it is something like Death Stranding, I guess. In this Wuling City tour, we can also see that they have added some small animations to the operators, like how Surtur sees what's around her when she's walking. and a bunch of new animation when the operators are sitting. Photo mode is also confirmed in Beta 2 as well. I was really looking forward to this. Hope the photo mode feature will be as good as GBF Relink, the anime-styled game that has the best photo mode I've seen so far. Next up, the developers talk about operators and combat. In the upcoming Beta 2, we will get 9 new operators. So, excluding Endman, that's a grand total of 22 characters in the next beta. We'll get 3 new 6 stars, and 2 of them are familiar characters for Arknights players. We got Aja, who is called Ardelia here, and she is a supporter. Then we got Heligur in his prime, with a new Russian name that I don't dare to pronounce. And he is a Vanguard. The last 6 star is a new character called Last Right, a brand new striker class in Endfield. There's a new 5-star called Alesh, and then 5 new 4-star characters. These 4 stars are probably the equivalent of Arknights 2 or 3-star units, who you can easily obtain early in the game to fill your team, or making different team composition. By the way, the 4-star units from the first beta have their rarity increased to 5-star. Next up, about class and combat. There will be 2 new classes in the second beta, Vanguard and Striker. But they also remove specialist classes for whatever reason. Anyway, Vanguard is a class that will focus on restoring the team skill point. As for Striker, it seems to be the unit who will consume elemental status on enemies to inflict powerful burst attacks, while other class seems to be pretty much the same in what they do in the first beta. Elemental statuses are also the same as the first beta, though there are changes to physical status. The developers also talked about dodge rework. It's pretty much the same thing as what I explained in my previous video. Now we have a perfect dodge that gives SP and reduces stamina consumption for a brief moment. And dodge will no longer reset your attack combo. But according to the devs, you can only do 2 dodge in a quick succession before entering a cooldown. Now there is also a new mechanic for some tougher enemies, a stagger node. Seems to be that node in the middle of their stagger meter, which if you succeed to fill half of the stagger meter, the enemy will become disoriented for a bit. Next, there are some adjustments to enemy visual effects. New type of enemies that will have a certain weak spot. Some operators like Surtur will get a new attack animation. The 3 bosses of Valley 4 have also been adjusted and added some new attack patterns. Moving on now, devs are talking about Endfield Factory. The first new thing they added is a blueprint system. Supposedly you can copy and paste your own layout, or use one from your friends. And if I remember correctly, it's locked behind Factory Skill Tree. It's an important and a must-have feature for every Factory games, so I'm surprised to see some people are against the blueprint system. Probably just a loud minority, but come on guys, it's literally a quality of life feature normal for Factory games. And if you don't like to use other people's blueprint, you can just ignore it and build your own layout. Anyway, they also added what is called AIC Steward. Supposedly this is now the place where you can consume Factory gameplay currency or other points to expand your base, and even add some places where you can gather operator upgrade materials in the area. The Factory Depot bus now can also be placed freely wherever you want. In the first beta, it can only be placed at a fixed position at the edge of your factory. So this is a very welcomed feature to add more flexibility. But it looks like this portable depot is locked behind factory progression or skill tree. So I guess for some time you'll have to work your way around the fixed depot bus position. Moving on, devs show us what's new in your spaceship base in the second beta. They have added a reception room, which also acts as a place to showcase your collection, like operators, weapons, and achievements. And you will be able to visit your friend's spaceship. They have also added new and better animation. Like how Endman now sits more stylishly when sitting on that chair on the bridge. Also, when you give your operators a gift, there's now a small animation after they receive it, which makes the game feels more alive and natural. It looks like they added a new game mode where you can explore a certain place to get materials and gacha currency. Not sure how it's going to play yet, but it looks like this is a significantly improved version of Endfield Weekly Game Mode in the first beta. Or maybe an entirely new mode, we'll have to see later. Next up after this, the devs talk about operators and weapons gacha. The operators gacha is easily the hot topic right now, because they slightly change it from the first beta, and not exactly in a good way. So basically, for operators gacha, there will be 3 kinds of banners. New Horizon banners. Gacha currency can only be obtained through gameplay, so it's all should be free. And the way the devs describe it, kinda sounds more like a milestone reward than a gacha. By the way, after completion, you will be given a top rarity unit, but it's unclear if it's a random 6-star, an already predetermined 6-star, or maybe you get to choose which one. Then comes the main gacha banner. The basic and chartered headhunting. It's something that is better to comment on once we get its details. But based on the stream, I think these 2 banners probably act the same as in some other gacha games like Genshin and Wuthering Waves. And the chartered headhunting seems to be similar to the limited operators banner we got during the first beta, that has soft pity at 80 pulls, and guarantees a featured operator at 120. While the basic only have that soft pity, and probably only featured fixed operators. In the chartered banner, they also said there will be a rotation for the rate-up characters. And the featured operator will only stay for 3 rotations. In this example, Surtur is featured in the 3rd chartered headhunt, but in the 4th banner, she should be replaced by someone else. But the sad part here is that once Surtur is gone, she won't be added to the basic headhunting like what Arknights do to most of their gacha characters. And if you want to get her again, you will have to wait for her to get a rerun. And I guess depending on how frequent this rerun, this new banner system will either be an issue or a very small one. Either way, it might not look good for the time being, but we'll see how the real deal is going to be. Next up, the weapon gacha. Looks like weapon gacha is pretty much the same like in the first beta, but now there's also a milestone reward to give you more 6-star weapons. And if the weapon gacha currency is still as easy to obtain as in the first beta, then it's really good news. I suppose that is all the important information I can give you from the live stream. Tell me what you think. That should be all. Adios.